If you spend enough time in art school like me, you'll see hundreds, if not thousands, of artist lectures. Now, most artist lectures are insufferable. They have nothing to do with the work. They're boringly academic, overly intellectualized, and detached from the studio. Why? Why, you ask? Well, because artist lectures play by the same rules as memes. The carrier, the successful artist, the lecturer, passes the virus to the host, to the audience. This results in a cycling of nearly meaningless academic drivel.
And designers are trained, socialized, indoctrinated, and acculturated to establish the thesis of a work first.
Let's do a case study. Google suggests that the word Anthropocene was coined in 2000. It refers to the period during which human activity has been the dominant influence on climate and the environment. Now, so suddenly, and around 2018, in about 90% of the artist lectures that I saw, the artist said that their work was about the Anthropocene. Now, it didn't matter the art object. I could be staring at a slide of pottery, and the artist would say Anthropocene. And I'm like, okay, sure. The carrier, the successful artist, the lecturer, then passes the pathogen, in this case, Anthropocene, to the host, to the audience. Now, ever since I was a kid, I thought of words like Pokemon cards. I have a pretty good collection. I've collected a lot of them. But prior to 2018, I had never heard the word Anthropocene. And yet suddenly, literally every artist lecture that I saw, the artist said that their work was about the Anthropocene. I was like, what? So let me see if I understand this correctly. Your work is about the Anthropocene. This work. Or this work, or this work, or this work. No, absolutely not. No. Art objects and language are different things. Any language can be applied to any work of art. The language is bullshit. 95% of the time, artist statements are just bullshit. Artist statements and lectures have a very specific form like haiku or kabuki, and they have very little to do with the art object. As an example, watch this. I'll tell you that this work is about the Anthropocene, and then I say it's about trauma. No, I say it's about liminal space, or I could say it's rhizomatic. Any language can be used to describe any art object or experience. What you say about the work is less important than the form of the lecture, whether your statements conform to the form. Art statements and lectures have a very specific form like haiku or like kabuki. So how do you do it? How do you talk about your art? Well, cool, hunt, and stay on trend. Comb others' lectures for the latest buzzwords and lard your lecture with academic and obtuse language. Never read. Use scientific concepts. Now, it doesn't matter if you understand them, and above all else, be poetic. Case study number 2. COVID changed the landscape for art, and just as quickly as the Anthropocene was the shit, trauma slid in and took its place. COVID happened, and literally overnight, every lecture I went to, instantly, every lecture I went to, every artist's work was now about trauma. The carrier had passed the new virus to the host. Now, see how this works? Same art object. Now this work's about trauma. Same work, or this work, or this work, or this work, they're all about trauma. No, absolutely not. No. The art object and the language are different things. Any language can be applied to any work of art. Who's to invalidate the language? Artist statements and lectures are bullshit, including this one. Now, hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is an absolute bitch. So, almost every lecture that I see, nearly instantly, now the work is about trauma. And I swore to myself, I wasn't going to do that. Let me try to explain. My fundamental problem began with the inability to prove, and yet my last episode was steeped in trauma. And here's a comment from my last video. Get a grip.